So we need to talk about the YouTube algorithm because something strange is happening on YouTube. I posed a question and asked on Twitter X, have you noticed new and small channels being promoted on your YouTube home feed? And some of the responses included, now that you mention it, I have been seeing so many under 500 view videos on my feed. What is the deal? We're going to see what YouTube themselves have to say about this because I got some juicy data and insights. I also have 4 specific tips that you can apply right now to grow a channel of any size. And then finally, let's talk about how to make the next 30 days your best 30 days on YouTube. And so I did a survey on our Think Media channel and asked, have you noticed new and small channels being promoted on your YouTube home feed? A majority of YouTube consumers are seeing small channels being promoted. Well, has YouTube said anything about this? Well, that's interesting because they actually have.
For new creators or smaller creators, because when you say the algorithm follows the audience, they worry that they don't have an audience yet for the algorithm to follow. So do we do anything for those creators?
Yeah, so we have a team that is specifically focused on this challenge of trying to identify audiences for creators that are just getting started.
We have a team dedicated on small channels, small creators, and for creators that are just getting started. This is Todd Beaupre from YouTube, who's behind search and discovery algorithms.
For videos that we don't have a lot of information about. And so, yeah, with those videos and channels, we do need to try some different approaches. The title, the description. When there are viewers that show up that seems like they might be interested in it, we'll show that video to those viewers and see which of them react.
Now, mind you, we'll come back to this, but he noticed you need to focus on title and description when it comes to getting some of your videos to show up. That's interesting. Let's keep going.
We want to make sure that there is a path for new creators to get started. It's a metric we track, how many new creators are succeeding on the platform. We're very focused on that. We care a lot about it because we do believe that there's a lot of opportunity there with new creators coming along with new ideas all the time, and we want to help those creators be successful.
So one thing I've also heard from you is,
so far we now have revealed that from the surveying of, again, about 2,000 people that watch our Think Media channel, and from my experience, everyone that I've talked to in person, other creators or digitally, they're all seeing small channels, brand new channels with only a few views getting recommended on their home feed. And if we look to YouTube, I actually sent a Twitter X to Renee, and it said he sent me this video, and he said basically we covered it back then, that absolutely yes, this is something that YouTube has a team and something that YouTube is doing, and that is really giving small creators and new channels a shot. So this is a massive opportunity. And so let's dive a little bit deeper in here and go into some of the takeaways and tips. But the overarching fact is that YouTube is intentionally promoting small creators. All right, so what are the takeaways and tips? I have 4 for you. And number 1 is seize this opportunity. If a window of opportunity appears, don't pull down the shade. When an opportunity presents itself, you got to go after it. Friend, this is a fact. Like, this is actually happening. And so at the time of recording this video, mid 2024, people could say, oh, YouTube is too saturated, it's too crowded, and there's no way to start and break out. That would be false. We are actually seeing that YouTube is being intentional to give new creators and small creators a chance. All I want is an opportunity. Then it's my opportunity to seize that. I want to encourage you seize this opportunity. Number 2, focus on smart interest-based topics. And so again, I want to know your experience in terms of this idea of small channels being recommended on your page. But here's some of my observations. Some of the things that have been being recommended on my home feed have been very interest-based. And so I'll give you some examples. I was actually recently following a scandal at a church in Kansas City. And I've been familiar with this church and this movement for like over a decade. It's kind of heartbreaking, but I was also fascinated about the leadership lessons and just some of the details. And so because I started consuming details about this or videos about this, church name, the movement leader, pastor's name, and these different search-based topics, other creators started hitting my home feed in relation to that conversation. What is that? That is a interest-based topic. I watch a lot of content around people's takes and their experience on the creator economy. What's being recommended on my home feed? Other content related to the creator economy. Now, that might seem obvious because we already know the YouTube algorithm is going to suggest you things based on your watch history. But I think the key here is that it's not just recommending big channels, it's giving small channels a shot. But the small channels that are getting a shot are being recommended based on a clear interest. If you're making content that isn't tied to interest-based topics, like if there's no value to it or no clarity in the title, or you're maybe not jumping on trends, this is a big reason you should embrace culture surfing, which would include influence surfing and trend surfing. Whether it's also online business or social media or YouTube growth, I'm seeing interest-based topics being recommended to me. So focus on smart interest-based topics, and you've got a shot right now to start getting recommended by the YouTube algorithm. Number 3, make it easy for the algorithm to understand exactly what your video is about. Notice that YouTube themselves said we have a team dedicated to small creators, but you're going to want to make sure that your title, your description is actually optimized. What's fascinating is some of the educators out there or some of the different YouTube teachers, I honestly think they're misleading a lot of creators. Meaning some people I think are downplaying video optimization. And I understand why, but they're saying tags don't matter, description doesn't matter. I don't know if anyone's saying title doesn't matter, because it does in a major way. But one of the most important things to remember as a small and new creator is that if you don't give YouTube data, how is it going to know what your video is about? If you don't take your title, your description, your tags seriously at the start, you're not giving those feedback loops to YouTube. The objection to what I'm saying is that those things in and of themselves are not going to guarantee or cause a YouTube video to perform. I agree. But I think that there's some confusion that's being cast, that people are throwing the baby out with the bathwater, especially for new and small creators. So your goal here is you're going to want to make sure it's easy for the algorithm to understand exactly what your video is about. If only that just means writing a really good title that has the name of a searchable person or the name of a searchable event or the name of a searchable organization, because how else is YouTube going to know what your video is about? And of course, preparation and planning, even including the very words in the video you say, that is a feedback loop. Maybe more so than the description is the fact that YouTube knows what you're saying in your video. It can see even their auto-generated closed captions, what you're saying. And so you just want to think, okay, if something that I want to get suggested by, if I want to grow, I'm just starting, how can I optimize all aspects, including my video script, to make it easy for the algorithm to understand exactly what your video is about? And one of the things that we want to clarify here is all YouTube is ultimately giving you an opportunity with is impressions, because we're going to cover some of the dissenters of this question, because I put it out there and I was like, are small creators showing up on your YouTube homepage? And people are like, no, they're not. They're upset, they're agitated. And I get it. You're frustrated. Maybe you feel stuck on YouTube, but you being recommended by YouTube does not mean that anyone's going to watch your video or that anyone's going to like your video. I think it's incredibly generous of YouTube. They don't have to, give us a shot to give us a shot, but all that means is you're getting an impression. It doesn't mean you're getting a view. And so an impression, right, is YouTube having you show up on the homepage, show up in the suggested videos, have you being auto-played. It's like a chance for your video to be seen. I think this is Think Media, and in a month, I got 7.6 million impressions, but only 289,000 views, right? Because with a around 4% click-through rate, that means, of course, not everybody that has a chance to click on the video will click on the video. In fact, YouTube was saying, I believe this might have been on the podcast channel, that out of every 100 times, if you want to understand click-through rate better, this is my personal data, Every 100 times your thumbnails are shown, viewers choose them 4 times. That's a 4% average channel click-through rate across the channel. Now, notice this at the bottom, though. Many popular videos are chosen up to 10 times in the first day. That would say that their click-through rate in the first day is 10%. If you want to be at like that elite level on YouTube, what's the point? One of the things I've been noticing, and I tried last night, I went to my feed in preparation for today's video, and I started scrolling and I counted. The first 4 things I saw on my home feed was 4 YouTube shorts, 2, 2, 2, 2. Then I saw a video from a big creator, and then I saw a video from a small creator, long form video, a few more videos from larger channels, and then I saw another video from a smaller creator. And what was so fascinating to me was that second recommendation that I got, the person didn't have a channel avatar. Their channel avatar was just the letter of the name of their channel, right? They hadn't even uploaded a custom avatar. The title was garbage, and it was still being recommended. So if you want a chance of this happening, I'm saying master the best practices, but I'm even being recommended channels that no avatar, the thumbnail was terrible, and the title was sketchy. This was kind of related to some faith-based stuff because, you know, I love Jesus and the Bible, and so I'm always kind of studying that. So here's the point. This creator got a shot, and I actually did click on the video because I was curious to go research their channel. The channel is not very large, a few hundred subscribers. But this is wild because I'm just living my life scrolling on my home feed, and it is a myth to say only big creators and only popular creators and only creators that were promoted or started 10 years ago are getting a shot. No, they're not. But just because you get a shot doesn't mean anyone's going to click through. So what's the point of this tip? It's that you got to make it easy for the algorithm to understand exactly what your video is about. And you also should be thinking about titles, thumbnails, topic, how to make the video interesting so that you have the best opportunity when you have the opportunity to get an impression, which is a gift. That just means a chance for someone to click, that they actually do because it seems interesting. You've opened a curiosity loop. There's something that actually makes people want to click through. Then you have a chance to actually add value, build somebody that's interested in your content, maybe a subscriber, and they can go down kind of the whole journey with becoming a part of your channel. You know, today's video is brought to you by vidiq.com/think. And if you can click in the link in the description or just go to that URL, you can actually do a $1 trial of vidIQ's boost plan. And this is one of the things that vidIQ does that is super helpful, meaning they've got AI title generator, they've got description generator, they've got a really fast and easy way to do tags. I get it. YouTube tags are not that big a deal. They're not that influential, but they also take less than a minute to add with a tool like vidIQ when you're super clear on what your video is about. You just go boom, 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 boom. You just add them all in. Like, so tools like this are just they don't make a video for you, but they're going to give you an advantage to optimize your video according to best practices to improve your titles and your description and your SEO score. People say, Sean, does my SEO score matter that much? On the one hand, I'd say, no, it doesn't really. But on the other hand, it would say, but don't ignore it. Like, why would you not want to have a peak optimized YouTube video? And this doesn't mean that YouTube is not competitive. Just because YouTube is recommending small channels, it doesn't mean that this is going to be easy. So I just want to encourage you, you want to give yourself the best chance of success. Don't cut corners anywhere. And if you haven't tried out vidIQ, then just know that this helps you go faster and make sure that you do have the best possible video optimization, as well as a lot of other things that are happening there as well. So give the YouTube algorithm the best chance of ultimately discovering your video and understanding what your video is about. But number 4 is fix your mindset. Number 4 is fix your mindset. This might be the most important tip because, interestingly enough, in this survey that we did, and I asked, you know, are you seeing this happen? And let me know in the comments. Are you seeing lots of small channels and channels with I've seen channels with 50 views, 17 views. I'm seeing small creators being recommended on my homepage. Okay, cool. It's an opportunity. I got some responses to this survey that were fascinating. And that's why I bring this up of fix your mindset. Because here's one of the responses. remember what the question was. The question was, are you seeing small creators being recommended to you in your feed? Here's the response. My channel is going down, honestly. YouTube's not helping me push my contents. I don't get subscribers or views, even though I post interesting contents. That's not even the question. Like, in respect, I'm sorry, your channel's going down, but I'm saying, are you seeing small creators? This is why I want to touch on this, because I think the mindset is mistaken here. We can get into maybe being kind of like a victim mindset, or kind of like woe is me, as opposed to seeing an open door of possibility. All we see is the impossibilities. You know, there's something that when we get into negative thinking, we can find a problem with every opportunity. And I want to encourage you, if there's certain mindsets that just see problems everywhere. There's other people who just see opportunities everywhere, and they're looking at the same situation. So my channel is going down, honestly. Okay. Now, what's also fascinating is I would go even deeper, because in the replies of this thread, I actually went to this person's channel, used vidIQ to look at their stats. Their channel was up 700% views in the last 30 days. Even more surprising, like the negativity biased. Like, no, actually your channel is growing. It's actually up 700%. And I think another thing we have to address is it also says YouTube is not helping me push my content. YouTube has been clear about this. YouTube never pushes content. YouTube's not promoting my videos. By the way, it doesn't push your videos to viewers. It recommends videos that viewers might be interested. So like the idea that YouTube's just pushing and promoting videos, back to the idea that you need to be interest and topic based. It's like, we got to do just some work on our mindset to even understand how the algorithm works, to understand that we might have the propensity to lean a little bit negative, but to actually see that, okay, there's a massive opportunity here. Let me jump in and seize it, and not just see it through this lens of, again, negativity. Here's another one. Down, down, down. From 500 to 2,000 every video, down to 5 to 50. YouTube hates my channel. Let me challenge that. You got to fix your mindset. YouTube doesn't hate your channel. YouTube loves viewers. YouTube doesn't hate your channel. YouTube wants to satisfy the audience. So YouTube recommends videos they think will satisfy the audience. When I expressed interest in a particular niche faith-based topic, YouTube started bringing me videos I might be interested in. YouTube doesn't hate anybody's channel. They just love viewers. And so we got to fix our mindset. Now, again, your experience might be that your views are going down. I respect that. But it's just so funny to me that the response to, are you seeing the opportunity because other small channels are being recommended in your home feed? And people are like, no, my views are just going down. What? Well, what's happening in your home feed? What about other small channel? And the good news is, if we would open up our minds to some possibilities, maybe shift out of getting stuck in negativity, we could actually see, okay, wait a minute, there's a massive open door for small creators. And instead of getting maybe pessimistic and just thinking about, oh, it's hard to get views now, or views are going down, well, let's get innovative. Let's level up. Let's get creative and figure out how to get our views back up. Let's take every impression that YouTube gives us as a gift, and let's steward that gift with gratitude, with creativity, and with innovation. I think that's the mindset that we need to have. Now, alternatively, notice this. This channel said, I'm a small channel, and like a month or two ago, I was getting 10 to 15 views, even in shorts, but now I'm getting 3,000 to 4,000 views, which is great for a small channel like me. So one of the most harmful things is, again, if you project your experience onto everybody else, it clouds your vision. I think it paralyzes your creativity, and it's not going to lead you anywhere productive. And so I think that this is an important concept to understand, is that YouTube success is going to be found at the intersection of what you want, meaning this. I think a lot of people they're stuck in selfish mode. Well, my views are going down. Like, I want views, and I want YouTube to promote my content, and I want, YouTube hates me, and YouTube doesn't like me, and YouTube is mad at me, and what I want is views and a chance. Okay, respect, relax, sir. It's gonna be okay. So there's what you want, which makes sense because I know it's your tube, it's YouTube. You can make the videos you want, but remember, success is going to be at the intersection of what you want, but also what they want. Like, do you think about the audience first or don't you? And at the overlap of these two things is the growth zone. But I would challenge you, perhaps your success is going to be found focusing more on what they want. Because again, YouTube wants to satisfy viewers. In a way, this might be controversial, they don't want to satisfy creators. Because if YouTube made you happy by just pushing your crap content out to a bunch of people to give you views, well, the whole platform would implode because people would be like, why is this ultimately being shown to me? But here's what's wild, is they do want to satisfy creators because they are giving you a shot. Because last night, I literally saw a no avatar, bad title, horrible thumbnail video recommended to me. It shows like they are putting some, juice behind some creators that may or may not deserve it so that you at least have a chance. But we got to get into a mindset of extreme ownership. We got to start taking some responsibility. And we have to start thinking about, okay, so what if I actually thought about what the viewer wants or what audiences want, and I actually started putting the audience first? It's like, ultimately thinking, and yes, what I want, but even, talk about, this just sounds weird too. Like, I just want YouTube to make me happy. What if you focused on making other people happy? What if you focused on making viewers happy? Actually, that's kind of the key to YouTube success. It's actually focusing on giving viewers a great experience and being entertaining and being educational. And so for sure, it's a tension of both, but what do you want mixed with what do they want? That's where the growth zone is. And I love what Patrick said here, because again, the question is YouTube recommending small channels? Here's what he said: all the time. This is what everybody's seeing. It's happening everywhere. And he said, so you can't complain that YouTube isn't giving a fair chance. I want to take Patrick to coffee and give him a high five, because complaining is not a strategy. Okay? Complaining ultimately never makes anything better. Complaining is a waste of time and energy. And so get busy getting better so you don't even have any time to complain. Get busy improving so you don't have any time to just think about woe is me. And so as we land the plane, let's talk about how to hack your brain and get more done in the next 30 days on YouTube. But by the way, later today, I am teaching a live class, and I'm going into the one YouTube strategy that's generating over millions of views right now between two channels. I'm going to be talking about which types of channels are growing the most right now, the 3 biggest mistakes YouTubers are making and how to fix them, and the new rules of YouTube success. So if you're into this kind of stuff and you want to hang out with me on a deep dive YouTube strategy class, if you don't catch this with the opportunity to watch it live, don't worry. It'll probably be an on-demand limited replay or something like that. So just hit the link in the description if you want to check that out.